Hey guys, I'm Racing Joey Side, and I got a video here, and it's episode 10, I think, of driving school, and we're going to be talking about wreck avoidance, or avoiding wrecks and crashes, or at least what I try to do every time I see this crap happen in front of me at least 20 times a race, and this is no exception. So I guess I'll just look at different scenarios and go from there. So the first deal we had in this race, this is where I got all my footage from, was one freaking race at Bristol. I think it was like on lap, see how this one started. And this pretty much is how all the wrecks happened. Maybe I'll use this as an example. From this guy's point of view. Yeah, just go cockpit. Alright. So at this point, one or two things can happen. He can spin it out into that wall, which is where it looks like the car's headed. Or he'll overcorrect, the front tires will grab, and it'll send him into the outside wall. And let's see what this guy's reaction to that was. He's obviously spinning to the left, so the guy's turning right. But you never know what's going to happen at this point. In fact, it looks like he's about to come back. Or that's what it looked like from my point of view. I don't know. So that guy got through it safely, made the right choice, and I guess I'll look at other situations that might not seem as obvious of what to do. I don't even know what I did here. Alright, lap 17 should be the next. Yellow. I think this one happens with Smizer. Nope, maybe. And a teammate of mine. And this is what I saw. Not that, or that, this. As you can see from Bristol's point of view, you can't see crap here. So I'm turning into the corner, and I don't know if someone's spinning until about right here. Now again, in this situation, one of two things again will happen. You'll either spin up the track, backing it into the fence, or stay on the bottom and hopefully make sure it stays down there. And it looks like he just locked up all four tires and hoped for the best. So the best logical explanation or logical idea of where to go would be next to the wall, because you can tell his brakes are locked up, the car's no longer sliding at an upward position. But it's hard to tell. He could let go of the brake and roll back into traffic, you never know. And that's what this video is about. How to spot crap like that. The good thing was he held it down, and that's what's important. So the next wreck that actually happens in this race is on lap 30. Yeah, pretty sad, right? So let's check how this one goes. I think this one starts with Smizer, but that's not the cause for the caution. But you'll see caution lights light up already. So where's the yellow? It started with Smizer, and let's use him as an example again. See from this guy's point of view. Again, you can't see crap, so let's go to someone like me. So I see Smizer getting sideways there. Again, he still has the forward momentum, so the car is going to continue rolling at a downward angle. As long as he doesn't get past 90 degrees, the momentum will not shift, at least in theory, assuming he didn't hit the brakes. It should not shift and send you back into the outside wall, but that's how that went. But the actual caution took place somewhere else, and it's right here with this guy. And he, same thing as that first scenario that I mentioned. He just lost it, but here is where things get tough, especially for this Kevin Adam guy. Because it looks like he's going to spin to the inside, right? And smack the wall, which I think he does. But, this guy's already made his plan to go up top to get around the wreck. But what happens here is the car hooks and grabs right about here. And this guy, Probably you didn't even know what happened till late. But this is where things get dangerous. If you see a car do that, well, your shots are, if he's further up the track, you actually give him two options. Go to the bottom, like right here, or go to the top, because more than likely he's going to stay right in the center of the screen. Kinda like he did there, but he didn't hold the brake. And that's where troubles get started. When people don't hold the brake. If you just locked it up right here, after this, if you lock it up completely, didn't let it roll like that, you wouldn't have ended up that high up on the track, even though that was kind of a miraculous save. But again, it's unpredictable. But I gave you the two options that you could take, and just what to look out for when a car is doing that. Where you can kind of see that he's going to twitch back just because of the way the weight transfer is. Being that all the weight gets shifted to the right when he starts spinning. And when the right front tire would seem to grab because of that weight, it will send you back to the right, sending all the weight to the left, which is just like double the weight of the car in that motion. At least from my experiments. So these wrecks aren't even close to over, but I'm glad I had this because I have a lot of footage here. I think this one happens way in the back, starting with old Mr. Eric Hag here. And again, the same type of situation. Let's take a look at it from the roll bar here. This is another one of those where the hell do I go moments. Let's actually go up to Eric Hag here. By the way, you can check his YouTube channel out, Hag TV on YouTube. Check it out. Pretty entertaining content. But again, he gets loose. And right here, you can see it. He's turning to the right to correct the car, but he overdoes it. So your natural instinct as a car back here is to go high, right? Because he's spinning down. But the tires grab, and if you were right behind this trying to go high, well, you're going to get killed because, well, it's coming back. And if you're someone like this further back, you have no clue what the hell he's going to do, so pay attention for wigglies like this, you know. If they're overcorrected, they're more than likely going to try to undo their damage. Like you see here, you can see it's spinning, overcorrects, meaning now everything's changed, his path, and then he realizes his mistake and turns back to the left. So now the guy in the back has a really tough choice of where to go if he was closer. You know, left, right. Just again, look for the opposite of what the car in front of you is going to do when they're in a situation like I just showed. So there's another scenario right there. So the next one should be at lap 56. Oh no, it did happen up there. Okay. And this one is probably the kind of scenario that you want if you see somebody spinning like this. This is the kind of scenario you want. So let's take a look at this. What happens here? So again, what's going to happen? He's either going to spin or overcorrect. And in this case, this is the kind of wreck you're hoping for in front of you because he lets it go down. I mean, not as you, the driver, but the guy behind all the chaos and shenanigans. You kind of want this to happen because it's predictable. You know he's going to go down there and hit the wall, which may either slow him down, and at speeds like this, it's not really going to shoot you back up the track. In theory. That was the plan anyway. Let's just check from this guy's point of view here. So he's driving, blah, blah, blah. There's a car spinning. Oh no! And he hits the wall. Which, apparently, he hit it at such an angle it would launch him back to pretty much the center. But being the speeds weren't so high, it didn't launch him all the way to the outside line. So again, the most obvious choice be the outside line, even though choices are kind of limited right now because he's coming back up the track. Everything's happening really fast, and this guy can either slow down or throttle up to make sure he misses it. So there's one of those. I'm just going through all the wrecks that happened in this race and everything that I did to avoid the ones that happened in front of me, but apparently I haven't come across those yet. So lap 70 is the next wreck, and the yellow's out at this point. Find out where the cause is coming from. This guy again. And this one, something bad actually happened, just like I showed you with the with the not Smizer, whoever it was, Eric Hag incident. He started spinning, so this guy is gonna go up top, right? That's the plan. You can see the steering wheel turning to the right. Well, look at the guy in front of you. His wheels are turned to the right, so the next choice would be to start turning to the left, but as you can see, this guy is completely out of time. But what he should have done was throttle up instead of slow down. No, actually, I think he stayed in the gas. And I guess he followed everything just right. So if you're this close and you think you're going to get hit, like right here, don't hit the brakes. Go for it. Just punch the throttle and hope you don't die. Because there's not a lot you can do in this situation. So just do what he did and it worked out just fine for this guy. So you can see he throttles up and stays in it and didn't check up. If he let off the brakes or off the gas, he more than likely would have gotten hit. So there's that one. Next one's lap 80. This is just sad. Alright, let me look for this one. Now this guy, I gotta thank him for giving me all this footage. I didn't have to do crap this time. I didn't have to spend hours looking for footage. He did it all for me. We go back another car. Alright. You can barely see it from Dylan's point of view. Again, it's like the third wreck he's been behind this guy. This guy's screwed because he can't see him at all, so he had no idea he was going to come back down. But this guy back here still has a chance to avoid the wreck, and he probably sees it, so the car's coming back down, and he knows they're going to make contact, which more than likely will send both of them into the outside wall. Just looking at the angle that he hit. Well, they actually went both ways. So what's this guy do? He starts slowing down, which makes sense. And turning down because you can see that the car rolling backwards when the wheels are turned to the right. It's actually going to not turn to the right when they're turned to the left. When it's going backwards, it's going to make it roll back to the right. So he knew what was going to happen. All these other guys, though, also had an idea, but once the car hits the wall, it starts making this little ricochet back down to the track. And at this point, it's out of his control. There's not a damn thing this Jonathan guy can do at this point. So Dylan's left with another tough choice. Go high or go low, because that's where he initially was turning, but the car's starting to come back down. So stick with it. Looks like he's sticking with his downward decision. The car's going to stay in the middle of the track, and he gets by unscathed. And this will make sense. No overcorrecting, let it go down the track, everyone gets through. Same with the 9 car. This is just already a stop car, so let's skip it. Go to lap 95. There should be some crap going on up here, or actually it's behind me. I'm pretty sure it had something to do with this guy. I know somebody got mad. Again, just like the other ones, I'm not going to go into detail. You already know how to avoid a crash like that, because I just showed you. And it's my teammate again. And this is one of those situations where everything goes horribly wrong. For this fact, you'll see it. And that's the thing you don't want to do as a driver in the spinning car, but as an accident avoiding car, yeah, no idea. Nothing you can do. Until right here. Now, you're already at the limit of grip, so he's not going to be able to turn down. And it just happens so quickly. There's nothing you can do as a driver. Just, I guess, watch out for symptoms of a car a car that stopped rotating. Meaning that it's starting to turn back the other way. It's just nothing you to do. You gotta try to look out for this stuff. It's a hard concept to grasp. I obviously don't know how to avoid that crap, because I get caught up in crap like that all the time. I don't even know what happened there. I gotta see this one. Oh, it's Miser. It wasn't intentional, it's just got tripped up. And this is one of those overcorrecting moments, but let's see what happens as a guy like me. Let's go from cockpit. I saw this happening like a mile ahead of me. You know, that's one thing you want to look at too. When you're racing, try to look, if you can look up ahead and see what the car's mannerisms are. You know, the 2 guys in front of you. And this is the same thought process I had. I say, these guys are gonna wreck. These guys are gonna wreck. They're not gonna make it. And sure enough, that's what happens. So I pretty much anticipated that by watching their movements and actions. They were just way too aggressive for not even halfway in the race. Or just barely past halfway. But me, I saw this. This looks like a situation where they're just gonna stay up top. And me, I'm screwed. I made the wrong decision. I should have went to the bottom. I knew it, too. I thought in my head I should have gone to the bottom. But what do? I panic, lock it up, and I see him come down, so I straighten up, thinking I'm going to hit him and put as much power to the brakes as I can. You know, when you don't have any steering, most of the power can go back to your front, or to your braking, being that that's where your grip is going to maintain. So that's why I straightened up. It wasn't to hit the guy, even though I got incredibly lucky and I ghosted through him, but I made the wrong decision. Not something you want to do. And this was obvious. I knew it was going to come back up. And I didn't turn down. But I panicked. But I got lucky in that situation. But there's no... I shouldn't have made it through that wreck. I'm just saying that right now. So when we take a look at the next one, I don't know where this is at on the track. Oh, right in front of me again. And that wasn't even it. Again, another guy who made it predictable and easy on everybody else. So we make our way to lap 152. And all that happens right back here. Terrible 3-wide situation. Somebody's gonna make a mistake. Oh, that wasn't even the caution. This was, again, with the same guy who's run previously. Now here is probably one of the hardest scenarios to get through. In my opinion. Let me use a roof cam since you can't really see right now. Never mind. It's a Toyota, I'm guessing. Yep. Alright, just use Chase here. Alright, so this guy obviously wants to go to the top. He sees them wrecking, so he makes a decision to go back up to the right of the track. But he doesn't notice. More than likely, he can't see. Yeah, he can't see shit. So more than likely, he can only see this guy spinning. He thought this guy was against the wall already, done with his wreck. But he obviously knows the guy over here is spinning to the left. So this guy stays up. But what he didn't see was the 9 car was already on his way back up onto the track. Which is a no-win situation. Nothing he could do. He had all the right ideas of where to go. If he went low, he's screwed. He goes high, he's screwed. Stays in the middle, he's screwed. So this guy was in a no-win situation and gets clobbered. Not too bad of a hit, but I bet he was furious. I mean, I would be, but what can you do? He didn't even know what hit him. That's all I can say. These are pretty much all the scenarios you will encounter at what a car is going to do, and he just nowhere for him to go. Wrong place, wrong time. So back to me we go, and lap 194, which is probably the longest run we had in the race. But I'm guessing it's another one of these. Never mind. Oh my god. Oh, this is one of an impatient lead lap car running over a lap car. And this is fairly straightforward. No overcorrecting or nothing. Check from my point of view again if she's a roll bar. So again, I see this happen. Hit the brakes. And he's spinning, so just keep the wheel straight. That's what I plan to do. Try not to hit what's in front of you. And simple as that. That was an easy one to get through. If you're, one of these two. But car's pointing left, it's more than likely going to go that way, so. Next caution will be like 235. Alright, let me look through the field, see what happened. Okay, here we go. Is that intentional? Alright, you know what? Very similar to that first wreck that I showed you. Where he'll spin in and let off the brake and roll back down. Well, this guy held the brakes to make sure nothing happened, but you're not always gonna get through. That one made no sense. I didn't understand that. Why did he do that? He's running third. He went for him. Well, the most obvious choice in this situation is turn to the left. He's going up high and he has the brakes locked up, and at these speeds, he's more than likely going to stay up there. And he did. This guy made 100% the right decision, while this guy did not. Again, all this happens in a fraction of a second, but he had plenty of time to slow down, so you just gotta be careful. There's nothing else I can go into detail. I'm not even going to the last caution. I'm just gonna say screw it. That's enough footage. You know, all the situations were pretty much very similar, having to do with overcorrecting, people panicking, cars not holding their brakes, and cars spinning back up into the track. I know this is probably not the greatest episode. I'll probably touch on this later in the future, but it's pretty sorry how bad that race was. I have no hood for some reason. So yeah, the next one, I don't know what it's going to be. Remember, 2 weeks. Also, I'm going to bring back my Assetto Corsa mod videos on the weeks that driving school is off. So next week will be an Assetto Corsa mod video or race, and the week after that, we're back to episode 11. So we'll see you then. Sim Racing Chewy side. Yeah.